Firewalls in Linux use the iptables command, and we've discussed the basic process for both packet filtering and network address translation, NAT for short, in other videos. Yes, there's also the iptables command, which works in the same basic way. If you need to configure a firewall for IP version 6, you're probably working with both IP version 4 and IP version 6 networking. If you're working with both, you could first configure a standard IP version 4 firewall and then copy and revise commands accordingly. Actually, when configuring iptables using the security level configuration tool, the changes are made to both standard firewall configuration files. Take a look at these files in your system: etc/sysconfig/iptables. List the firewall rules for IP version 4 networking, etc/sysconfig/ip6tables. List firewall configuration rules for IP version 6 networking. It is easier to use the security level configuration tool to create at least a basic firewall configuration, and yes, it works for both types of networking. It is available in the GUI and also from the text console. Let's open it up in the text console here. Under Customize, note available provisions for standard services. It's easy to select the services of your choice to allow access. And there are the TCP and UDP packets that you can allow through specified ports, as shown here. If you forget the TCP IP port number you need, and that's understandable as there are 65,000 of them, look it up in the etc/services configuration file. Note you can also use the firewall configuration tool to set up a masquerade. But for this video, let's do it from the command line. We can do it with this command here. Specifically, this command here, which sets up a network address translation with the -t switch. It adds a post-routing rule, which changes the IP address as it leaves the router, in this case, through network card ETH0. Outgoing packets are tabled and stored so the router knows where to send responses. The -j masquerade jumps to masquerade the packet with the IP address, in this case the address assigned to the network card ETH1. So it's that IP address that's seen on outside networks like the Internet. We run this command, and let's save this change. We can do that with the etc/initd/iptables save command. Note where it saves the firewall rules. And see what it's done. You can repeat the process if needed with the ip6tables command, but because private IP addresses are rarely necessary in IP version 6 networking, it shouldn't be necessary, or isn't always necessary, to masquerade addresses for an IP version 6 network.